I don't have PowerPoint slides, so I'm just going to kind of have an informal conversation with all of you. My name is Alice Lam, and I'm the CEO from Top Sprouts. A lot of my team members are here, but not in this room right now, which is too bad because I have a story to tell, which is about one of them. But they're at the Top Sprouts table. So we are a local startup company that is dedicated to providing local fresh produce for urban consumers year-round. And we specialize in developing rooftop greenhouse systems for, again, year-round fresh produce. Also looking at green building synergies for the host building, and finally a healthy return on investment for the building owner as well as investors who put in the capital to put up the system. So we really focus on having sustainable systems design and also growing methods, and the goal is to minimize the amount of resource input that's necessary to maximize the type of yield that would be ideal to bring in a profit. So what that means is we are looking at ways to recapture some of the waste resources that a building provides. For example, waste heat coming from a bakery. Looking at carbon dioxide that building occupants breathe out that we can recapture. And I think a lot of cities have issues with stormwater management issues, so what better way than actually recapturing and reusing the rainwater in our growing systems. And I think we really focus on using hydroponic growing, and there's a number of benefits from using this particular system. One of them is that it can actually use up to 10 times less water and provide 25% higher yields than what conventional open air farming can provide. And there's also no wastewater runoff, and we provide the exact amount of nutrient that the produce needs, so there's minimal waste. And again, our goal is to really figure out more sustainable methods to grow food close to where consumers are, cutting back food miles so that what the end consumers end up with is produce that's more healthy, more tasty, and more nutritious. So we are actually launching a new product line, and we're trying to figure out how do you bring food gardening into our homes and offices. So we're launching the edible arts and modular hydroponic kit systems. And the idea behind the system is to figure out how do you creatively use open areas that are in our apartments, homes, workplaces to efficiently grow food and actually also provide natural decor. So this particular system is designed to be a ready-to-assemble kit for more of the do-it-yourself type consumers. And it will also come with the instruction manual video that shows you how to put all the different pieces together, maintenance tips, what's the science behind a hydroponic growing system, and also suggestions of how do you use the produce in more popular mainstream dishes. So we're actually looking for beta testers to install some of these systems either in your home or workplace. So if you're interested, we actually have some demos at our table that shows how they look like and what kind of produce you can expect to grow. And if you're interested, please definitely let us know. So just to give you an idea, even in the middle of, say, January, you can expect to grow lettuce mix, fresh herbs. For some of you who likes the look and colors of different types of vegetables, edible flowers, maybe even cucumbers, and if you want to add a growing like tomatoes as well. So before I wrap up, I was told by Bobby that sometimes a story works really well at these presentations. So I think I have a pretty good one. And Akshay is actually one of my business partners. I'm going to ask him to stay here. So when we first started Top Sprouts, we really didn't have much more than a cool idea and the passion and dedication to grow it. So the story is, there was a very wonderful young woman who had heard about Top Sprouts through a friend who knows Akshay and had the intention of learning more about it. And then she got introduced to Top Sprouts and to Akshay. And because of Akshay being a very nice and charming young man, this interest turned into a friendship, then into a relationship, and they just got engaged. So it's crazy what entrepreneurship can do for people. So congrats again. We have some demo systems. We'd love to talk to you if you want to do a beta installation for us, and thanks for your time. Sorry, questions?
Any questions? Top Sprouts? Can we get the next one set up to
Can you tell us a little bit more about how you go evaluate a site, whether a site has the potential to return on the investment and the quantity of food?
That's a great question. I think for the more commercial size setups, the size of the rooftop definitely matters. We're looking at a minimum of 10 to 15,000 square feet. The amount of sun exposure that we'll get is also very important, and the structural integrity of the property is also very important. The main factor that we look into is the potential to recapture waste heat. It's really crazy. I think a lot of farms in the New England area, the overhead cost for the winter months, I think up to 40% of it comes from the need to heat the greenhouse. So I think the potential to recapture that is definitely a factor that we look into.
There's also a lot of buzz around green roofing now, where they're able to keep the reflection off the roof, reduce cooling costs and heating costs. How do you play into that?
So I think we've actually had a very lengthy discussion within our team and also with folks who are in the green roof space. And I think what we understand is the fact that especially if we're going leafy greens, the type of foliage that our food is growing can probably compare to what a green roof provides. And just one more point, because we have to have a controlled growing environment, so the temperature in the greenhouse has to remain between 65 to 85 year-round. So we actually have to regulate making sure that the roof space we're covering has to be maintained. So I think it also kind of plays into what a green roof can do.
Thank you.